Okay, welcome back everyone in LBK Podcast. With me, Efto, as a host, and this is also my friend Arya as a co-host. And today we are here with very special guest from United States, the one and only Mr. Yuta Otake.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Otake. This is your second presence in our podcast. Yeah. Previously, we did a podcast like a few weeks ago with Manabu and also Aziz, your team. And today you are go by yourself. Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Today we will talk about every teacher is a hero and every hero has a story program that within the Mangrove Education Organization that Mr. Yuta Otake has established. Yeah. So, Mr. Yuta, let's go straight to the topic, right? Okay. Can you tell us more about your program? Every teacher is a hero. Every hero has a story.
Yes. So this is a workshop series. Basically, we run teacher training workshops in different universities with teachers across Indonesia.
Okay.
And we called it Every Teacher is a Hero. Every hero has a story. Because one thing that has really inspired me is that teachers all have personal challenges, personal stories, but they never really share those challenges with their students. So students always think teachers are perfect and have an amazing life.
Yeah.
And in many ways, what happens is teachers feel like, students feel like they cannot trust teachers with their problems. Because they're like, my teacher's life is perfect.
Oh,
they will not understand my challenges.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So for me, I really wanted to help teachers share their challenges, their stories openly with their students, so that students then feel comfortable to share their own problems with their teachers.
Ah, I see. So you collect the stories from the teachers?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So after you collecting the stories from many teachers around the world, maybe, what things that you find it interesting? I mean, maybe the teachers told us about their challenges, their problems in teaching students, and what did you find interesting for all of them?
I think, so I do teacher training in many different countries and places. I think one thing that's really interesting to educators in Indonesia, the culture is always hide your problems from your students. This is Indonesian culture. Like, part of being a professional educator means you go to class, you keep a positive face.
Ah, yeah, I see.
So students never know that your mother just died. Students never know that you are broke. Students never know you have cancer. But seriously, these are things that teachers just don't tell their students.
Yeah.
And I can understand this nature of being professional. So I kind of understand that, because I also always try to put on a positive image. But I think it's important for teachers to understand that when you share your human problems, students also feel like, oh, like my teacher also has a sick sister. I also have a sick sister. So this is something that I can talk to my teacher about. I can trust them. Yeah. So this is something we are really trying to push through this workshop series.
Okay. So I find something interesting here, because you call teacher is a hero. So what things that make you think that teacher is a hero? I mean,
I think this is internationally true. Teachers are underappreciated.
okay.
Yeah. And,
All right.
and I think teachers are really only appreciated after they're gone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think this is kind of what I mean by heroes. Like, heroes in traditional tales are always like ancient tales where we appreciate heroic acts only after they're done. And to me, we should really, especially with Indonesia struggling to keep teachers, right? You have a teacher shortage. It's a national problem. So then, to me, it's always about empowering teachers and making them feel like you're a hero right now, right? Your job is very important. You're a hero, and that's why I really emphasize that every teacher is a hero.
Okay. So are there teachers that after the workshop maybe reach you out to ask more or to tell more privately, maybe with you and your team?
Sure. I think returning to your earlier question as well, at the end of our workshop, basically over the long day, by the end, teachers have to share their own stories, and we kind of scaffold and support the process.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that really stood out to me was every teacher has a problem, or multiple problems, whether small problems or highly traumatic events in their life. I think every teacher has those, and a commonality is that they never told their students.
Yeah,
the amount of times I heard a teacher say, like, my father died, but I went to class. I heard this story a million times. And to me, it's both courageous, but also, like, what are we teaching our students if you never talk about death in your family, right?
Yeah.
This is a problem that everyone will face. And to me, this is why teachers have to talk about it in their class. And so ultimately, we'd like to collect all these stories and keep sharing them with different students, different teachers across Indonesia.
So, mentioning about the program of Every Teacher is a Hero and Every Hero has a Story, you said that the program is about a workshop, right? Is there anything others workshop in program Every Teacher is a Hero and Every Hero has a Story? Workshop.
Yes, we have also been focusing on this concept of case studies, which is more of an academic. Case studies are basically an academic term for stories. What they are non-fiction stories basically. And let me give you a practical example. So, for example, I know you want to be an educator, right?
Yep.
One thing I constantly face with pre-service teachers is actually they think teachers make a lot of money. And you're laughing because it seems obvious. It seems obvious to you, but actually because, you know, educators are always trying to put on this image, that I'm successful, in society. So many pre-service teachers actually, they go through the whole system thinking like, okay, when I become an educator, I will be financially successful. And to me, like, part of case studies is really by telling stories about how teachers don't earn enough money. This is important because students understand before they become teachers that, okay, I will not make a lot of money. And it should not be a shock to them. Like, their first paycheck should not be a shock. They should be expecting that.
Especially in Indonesia.
Especially in Indonesia.
Yeah.
But you know, like in most countries, to be honest, like sometimes many of my teacher friends say like, teachers don't make enough money, and my response is, like we knew that already. This is a choice. This is a choice that we have made. And you cannot really complain about it later because, I don't really understand. What were you expecting, right? We all knew teachers have a maximum salary that's not great. This is a choice we have made. And to complain about it 5 years after teaching is, to me, like, it doesn't go anywhere. So my point is we should be telling future teachers that fact directly through stories, through case studies.
So actually, I remember my teacher when I was in high school. He said that if you want to financially rich, don't be a teacher, be an entrepreneur. But if you want to heavenly rich, be a teacher. He said that, and I think it's true. I know because my background is also in education, so I see like in Indonesia, teacher is underappreciated and underpaid. So it's very related to your program.
And then you said that you travel around Indonesia, right? I mean, it needs a lot of cost, So is there any sponsor or some corporate organization that working with you?
Yes, mainly we've been working with a network of universities called FILBA, and also your university, Esa Unggul, as well. So basically, all of these host institutions have been very supportive of us. All I do is show up.
Okay.
What I mean is all I do is show up and run workshops.
So they arrange everything, the places, just like that.
Exactly. And Indonesian hospitality, they prepare the food. Everything.
10 out of 10 hospitality.
10 out of 10. Yes. All I do is wake up.
Just wake up and do the workshop.
That's right.
That's all. Yes, all did.
So, do you involve local teachers to be your partners in in your organization, maybe in mangrove education?
Yeah, of course. One of the joys in my life, I think, and if you also become an educator, you will see like one of the joys is after you've been teaching for about 10 years, then all of your former students start to become teachers.
Yeah.
And to me, this is something about my life that has given me great joy, and like I never regret that I put 100% into teaching, because I start to see my students become teachers. Yeah, and then being able to work with them, do different educational projects with them is something that is really one of my life purposes.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's wonderful. Okay. One of the things that I noticed during your tours, that you come to a lot of islands and a lot of places in Indonesia. So do you find something familiar with, like the problems? For example, like you did the workshop in Jakarta and you did the workshop in Nusa Tenggara Timur, in Eastern Nusa Tenggara. So do you find something, some problems from the teachers, like differently from the cities and from the village? For example, like in cities, the teachers have more advanced with technology, for example, or maybe.
Oh, I see what you mean. I think it's a mistake to compare rural urban. For example, like even Java, like everyone thinks of Java as the center of Indonesia.
Yeah.
But as an Indonesian, you know that actually, like even Central Java, for example, actually they don't really have the financial resources the way that even somewhere like Kalimantan might have. Yeah, and so there's always this notion that, there's always this notion that like Java is the center, like they're successful, Kalimantan is rural, but actually like a lot of cities in Kalimantan invest much more in education than many cities in Java. So it's very hard to compare that like urban rural thing. The only thing I'll say is there are good teachers everywhere. There are bad teachers everywhere. There are good universities everywhere. There are terrible universities everywhere. Yeah, to me, the power of education, that even with recent political changes that I've really reflected on myself, is it takes 20 years to build a positive culture, and it takes 1 week to break it down. And when even something like a university, you might have an amazing culture for 20 years that teachers have built slowly, and it just takes one terrible leader to bring it all down. And I think this is the flaw of democracy and the flaw of education. Yeah.
All right. So. In Esa Unggul University, we have actually education programs. There are two, elementary schools education programs and also English education programs. Is there any chance for them, pre-service teachers in Esa Unggul, to become the part of your organization or your program?
Yes, of course. And actually, that's something even I'm here at your university today to really focus on this kind of programming. Yeah, we're trying to initiate programs where we can collaborate with Esa Unggul on training for pre-service teachers, because we all agree that one of the main challenges for pre-service teachers is they finish their 4 years of education, they enter a classroom, and they feel, oh my God, I'm not ready. Yeah. And to me, what I talked about today with Esa Unggul is we really want to prepare future teachers. They're always not going to be ready, but I want them to be as ready as possible. Yeah.
Should be ready.
Yeah, because I think the first 2 years of teaching is the hardest 2 years of your life. I really believe that. Even for me, I was exhausted every day. I just wake up, teach, go home, prepare, sleep, again.
Repeat.
Yeah. And you can't even think about your life. Like, you're just pushing. Yeah, and I want teachers to understand we all go through those challenges, and from the 3rd year, you wake up one day and suddenly, like, you start to feel a rhythm. Yeah, you feel better, you feel more confident.
Yeah. Okay, last things. do you have any advice for pre-service or teachers, pre-service teachers and teachers in Indonesia right now? Because we will air this podcast in our website and we will share it everywhere around the world. So do you have any advice for them? What do you want to say to them?
I think information is overrated. And any teacher who thinks that they are the distributor of this kind of like exclusive info, I think they are a dying breed. Yeah, I think the future of education lies in students will find their own information. So you are really their guide. You are their supporter. I view myself more as like a cheerleader slash a mentor.
Okay.
Yeah, because for example, I focus on teacher training.
Yes.
Why do I have to spend 1 hour telling them about the student-centered approach when they can just Google it in 10 seconds? What is the student-centered approach? Done, right?
Yeah.
So my job is not to explain that. My job is to show it, and help them put it into practice. So I think this is my message to teachers. Focus on that. Students will find their own info.
Oh yes. So in conclusion, that you want teachers to be a facilitator. Yeah.
Great words.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Facilitator for the students.
Yeah.
Because you know there are also AI like ChatGPT and also Gemini. Yeah. Students can search their own answer for the questions.
Yeah, and I think this is why every teacher is a hero, to bring it full circle. AI can never be a hero. They just provide information, right? But teachers are mentors, they are facilitators, they are mothers, they are fathers, they are community leaders. These are all the responsibilities that they bear for a very low salary. So this is why teachers are heroes. Yes.
Yeah, you know, the best thing that we learn something is by doing it, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Because when we look into the AI, something is an application that provided by human.
Yeah.
Just kind of a lot of information right there. Basically, back again to the human itself.
Yeah. Human have the senses.
Yeah.
And computers
so,
do not have it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Let's hope not.
Wow. Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Yuta Otake.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, do you have any further programs in Mangrove that
Can
you have?
you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about the next program, maybe, if you have?
Yes, actually, mainly for most of my career, I've been focusing on doing like large, as both of you know, I've been focusing on doing large-scale workshops, like one-time events.
Yeah.
I want to shift away from that. And one of my goals for this coming year is for Mangrove to really build long-term training programs. I want to go smaller number, deeper, instead of big number, shallow.
Okay, so,
yeah. So this is really what we're planning to focus on for the coming year.
So let's hope that the plan is executed well, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
We really hope so.
Let's hope so.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for joining. We would love to share ways you can follow us. What is the Instagram?
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at LBK official, and then visit our new website.
Newly formed website.
What the new website?
lbk.esaunggul.acid.
Yeah.
See you all there.
To follow us. See you. LBK Esa Unggul official.
Oh, LBK.
And visit our website.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget
lbk.esaunggul.ac.id.
Yeah, that's
I forgot because this is newly formed website.
This is new website, bro.
Don't get us wrong.
Okay, take a pause. They can cut this later. Take a pause. Do it again. Okay. Instagram. Tell us Instagram.
LBK Esa Unggul. LBK Esa Unggul official. LBK
No,
apa?
it's
LBK official.
Oh my.
Okay.
Start again. Cut.
Okay, cut. Okay.
Thank you.
Website apa website?
Thank you, everyone.